You're listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast.
New shows.
New shows.
2024, new shows. Anybody
Nude shows?
that old C-Lab bit?
I like being nude.
Hard pass.
Well, I mean, you know.
Emphasis on the hard.
Hello! It's the Pittsburgh Hard Show Podcast. We're talking about our PPs getting all elongated and jaded.
The Jello pudding pop. Ew.
Your
Oh,
Jello pudding go.
It's not a topic we'll be discussing.
Well, that's been a
this evening.
wasted minute and 30
You're not the champion of topics. and
Beef's
I
like,
can
well,
discuss
god damn it.
whatever
Okay.
the damn well topic I'm pleased to talk about. And if that means that it's time for sexy time talk, then, get your smoking jacket on there, fella.
Penis balls.
Hey,
what
guy.
are we recording?
We're recording
This
now.
has been recording. Shut up, and y'all. You know who we are. You have listened to the show before, and if this is your first episode, why did you pick one so far from number one? When you start something new, you start at number one. Don't start at number whatever this is, and I don't need you to tell me what number this is, because I'll figure it out later. But don't start here. Go back to the beginning. WrestleMania is coming up, and I thought about this the other day whenever I was watching one of, Cody Rhodes and his many suit-wearing promos. We talked ad nauseum at one point about... Shoot, I forgot his name. Adam Page. Is that a guy?
Oh, Hangman.
Hangman Adam Page?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a guy.
Hangman.
Okay.
Hangman Dickface
There's so many
Page.
different pages and so many different Adams. It's hard to keep track. So I just wanted to make sure I got the right guy.
Adam!
Nope.
Adam!
Nope. So we talked about how his title reign was lackluster and the money was in the chase. Is there any fear from the three of you mooks that maybe the money is in the chase with Cody and 2, maybe 3 months of championship material, and the crowd, at least the live crowd, will maybe not turn on him, but maybe start to turn on him? I don't know. Like, I'm a little fearful because we, the royal we, have wanted Cody to finish the story and win the title and get rid of Roman so bad. Are you at all concerned that this might turn out to be like, great, he's had it for 2 months. Where's Gunther?
Absolutely. But that's, I don't think Cody Rhodes needs a historic title reign.
No.
He needs to hold the belt that his father never held, whether it's one day, whether it's 1 week, whether it's 1 month or 1 year. I'll be honest, I'm not here for a long fucking reign. You know why? Because it's been held hostage the last 8.5 years by fucking Roman Reigns.
It's been 84 years.
You know, yeah. I will be the first one to say, I hope the American Nightmare ends the Roman Empire on Sunday, April 6th, I think is the date. It might be the 7th. I don't know. Okay, thank you.
Please invest in a calendar.
You
And
have
then
a
lose
phone.
to
There's one on
Gunther
there.
At, Bash at Berlin. That's fine. I'm here for that.
Berlin Bashams.
Lose the fucking AJ Styles or fucking LA Knight or any or all. the WWE has a proliferation of rogues gallery as heels right now. So, like, absolutely. Like, let the face get a big moment and then take it from it immediately. That's fine. Fucking Dom Mysterio. That's fine, man. Like, Cody can get his
Now-
fucking. Yes. You know, and like I get it. Like Cody is, you know, in Hush Whispers being back to back, Rumble winner, Stone Cold, HBK. You know, two guys. Obviously, Hogan was the third who did back to back. So like,
Brother.
absolutely, it is
Brother.
it is a high echelon, but again, and here's the other part. Just because he gets it and like loses it pretty quick doesn't mean he's never going to get it again, which I think is wildly inaccurate. I think he'll come off of that title at least one more time.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what they say.
Good talk, everybody.
Side
Yeah.
effects are nice. I'd like some opinions though.
Beep, boop, blop.
That was the
question.
opinion.
I'm looking for. Come on, you idiots! Start speaking.
See, the problem is occasionally for me, whenever Beef talks about wrestling, I sit there crisscross applesauce looking up like a child who is listening to a grand old sage tell stories. And I look up and I go, that's perfect. It's or the meme of what's the guy from The Boys? It was perfect. Perfect. Like,
Was a wonderful answer to my question.
I
This
don't. Well, that's
deluge that you've went down.
it's what
I
you
think-
got.
I think
Suck
what
my
he's trying
bag.
to say-
The
I think what he's trying to say is that I talk a lot and I covered a lot of reasons, and the reason that he had was probably something that I covered.
yes, but like, as far as like going to Cody and like and thinking about like how long, like he needs to hold the belt after he wins it. Like Beef said, it doesn't matter because just holding the damn thing. I think it would cheapen shit if he didn't hold it for at least a healthy, normal reign. I think, you know, like a normal, healthy championship reign. I think that would be, you know, what, 4 to 8 months, somewhere around there. 4 to 8 months. I think we can safely say that. Yes, no, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, no, yes. I think 4 to 8 months would be. I think 4 to 8 months would be sound, and I think that the logical way to have that happen would be to have someone beat Cody who could use the rub, not necessarily a peer beating him. What do you think to that?
Are you saying like a Damian Priest cash in? Are you saying
I don't want to see Damian Priest cash in on Cody Rhodes. I don't want to see that. That feels weird. I want to see the person who beats Cody Rhodes. I would like to see maybe that happen, because then what you're doing is you're having someone beat Cody Rhodes. They beat Cody Rhodes, like the Cody Rhodes, you know, for the belt. They did it. And it was in a knockdown, drag out, grinding, scraping, fucking hell of a fight. And we're just like, damn, they fucking earned it. And then you hear Damian Priest's music hit. Then what you're doing is you're kind of taking Cody out of the mix. You're allowing him to like go reset, figure his shit out, do other things. And then you have a built-in feud already. You have the person who lost the belt, you know, lose it to Damian Priest. Damian Priest goes on his little run, but then you have that built-in like feud, you know, and where you can have someone get theirs and win it back, or you could have them move on to different things. I don't know. I feel like you just have more creative routes if you do it that way versus having Damian Priest just cash in at Mania. Now, we've seen it happen, obviously, with the greatest heist in WrestleMania history. That it can work. But, you know, I would.
No, and you know,
Go ahead.
I'm glad you brought up the scenario it did. Although I maybe shouldn't have even mentioned Damien's name because we said about wanting to see Cody have like at least a good, we'll say minimum 4-month reign. Well, Money in the Bank pay-per-view is only 2 months after Mania, so like maybe 3 at the most. So I mean, Damien's got to cash in by the end of that night, so he wouldn't be cashing in on Cody at least. So
yeah. But still, I think my point stands for like not wanting to necessarily see that cash in on Cody.
Right. I don't have a fear of it happening, to answer Ransom's question. I don't think that they're gonna do Cody dirty like that. I think you'll get a healthy title reign out of him, 6 months to a year. And worst case scenario, if the crowd does start to turn on Cody, like we talked about in the last episode, I think we're at a point where WWE is currently situated and willing to pivot when necessary. And honestly, at his heart, like deep down, Cody's a heel. Don't get it twisted. Like, yeah, the whole big welcome and him finishing his story is all well and fine, but really, like, when you peel back all the layers, like, Cody's a heel. Way deep down inside. So he'd easily be able to tap into that and fucking roll with it and give it right back to the crowd and make that heel turn. And I think it wouldn't feel forced. I feel like it would be, a fairly easy transition. That's worst case scenario if you get that. But I mean, as it is, the crowd's behind him as a babyface. I don't think we're gonna have that issue. Where he loses it too soon, or the crowd's disinterested, because honestly, we've only had like Roman Reigns force fed down our throats for the last 2,500 years, and Seth with literally just under a year with the world heavyweight title, which is apparently the loser's title according to Rock and Roman. So like yeah. So I mean, and yeah, I don't have any worries or concerns that they're gonna do that to him. I don't have any worries or concerns about him having a disinteresting title reign after a hot minute, like and to even a further point, I'm not worried that they're gonna have Roman win or anything like that. I think that we're at a point where they know, like, yeah, long-term storytelling is great and all, but like we need to fucking pull this trigger now, because if we don't, we're not going to get this opportunity again. They've got lightning in a bottle. I think he's got enough momentum behind him for even after the fucking climax of winning the title that he can keep going strong with the crowd, and they're not going to fall off and be disinterested too soon, too fast.
Was it? I can't remember.
Yes.
Oh well, okay. Did Cody turn heel in AEW, or did the fans turn on him and then he turned heel after the fans turned on him? I can't remember how that went.
Did he ever really like turn heel per se in AEW, or is it just the fact that the fans just kind of started shitting on him?
Beef, help.
He leaned into it.
Okay.
Like the fans turned. Absolutely. And he leaned into it. I and it's because of, and they made mention of this, I think, last week on SmackDown. No, it was the week prior. Rock said that if Cody doesn't win this title, he's never getting a shot at the main one again. And I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Not again!
This again! Not
Like,
again!
Oh, because that's right. Because didn't
I'm
he
stuck in-
say?
Yes.
Yep.
He said that if he couldn't beat Jericho, he would not go after the AW title ever again. And
To his credit, he
that's
didn't.
why, yeah, but also to his credit, that's why he made the TNT title and won it 87 million times over guys
This
like
is true.
Brody, over guys like,
True.
fucking and like bested guys like MJF and fucking Ricky Starks and Eddie Kingston, and that's where, from the moment that's your flashpoint right there. Cody saying, "Oh, if I don't beat Jericho, I'll never challenge for the title again," which was fucking stupid because it penned him into a no-win situation, to where he's like, "Well, I want to be featured prominently. How do I do that? I'll give myself a title and I'll make me be the guy behind the title." Because anytime that any corporate head has been behind giving a title to somebody and being like, "You're going to be a chosen one," that's always worked out very well.
Oh well.
Chosen.
So the fact that they like made mention of that on SmackDown tells me there's no chance that Cody's not winning. But Jesus Christ, like there's always a fucking chance, and that scares the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, it's
The Monday after
Well,
Raw
there's
will
many
be
as
a
cursed,
fucking
so-
bloodbath.
The Monday after Raw. Oh no.
The Monday after
No.
Raw.
Battery low.
Battery depleted.
Next week on Raw.
I love you, dude. I truly do.
I love me too. It's okay.
Battery low.
That makes three of us.
Jesus. Yeah. No, I agree. And again, man, I had this thought process when I thought Punk was winning the title, and it might be even more apropos if Cody wins the title. Like, have Cody win, get his Mania moment, and then have Damian Priest come out the next night and shock the world and take it away. And again, I know that's weird, being that he would be the WWE champion on Raw, but and I mean, it could happen the SmackDown after, but I don't think that has quite the same shine to it.
No, not even close.
Wow.
Do you think you're saying Damian cashing in on Cody? Do you think that there's a possibility? I know we're pretty confident that Drew should or is going to beat Seth. Do you think there's a chance that Seth actually retains and Damian cashes in on him on Raw after Mania?
I mean, maybe, but I don't think that that's the way to go, because Drew McIntyre is a fucking man possessed right now.
I agree.
Not give him the title would be egregious.
His fight, I'm loving fucking shitbag, like, bully Drew. I'm fucking loving it. I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Agreed.
Oh, bully.
My only concern then is, like, I feel bad for Damian Priest now that we've brought his name up a couple of times. Beetlejuice.
Damian Priest.
Yeah, him too. But he's kind of in a no-win situation because, well, I don't know. I mean, it's like, on the one hand, if Seth wins, that sucks for Drew, because he absolutely, deserves a nice little run with the title.
Nah.
and so I mean, if you have Drew win, then he could have it for a couple months, and Damian could cash in. That's assuming that Damian has a successful cash in. Let's not. I mean, I know it's been a while since we've had somebody. Correct me if I'm wrong, Beef. I can't even personally remember the last time that somebody failed to cash in. It's been a minute. Yes,
Cena?
no.
Cena.
I was gonna say Cena or Damian Sandow.
Sandow. Cena, Sandow, and Baron Corbin are the three that come to mind.
So Baron Corbin's was the most recent then,
Yeah.
Maybe.
because that was what he was gonna cash in on Jinder Mahal.
What, Baron Corbin?
Theory cashed in last year. Austin Theory cashed in last year, and
On a fail?
Yeah, on the U.S. title. So fucking dumb. It belies being in my transium of memory.
No,
What?
that's what happens
Ooh.
when you got all them teeth.
Oh, what if?
Wow.
I didn't even think about this. What? Well, in that line of thought, in that line of thinking, with Theory cashing in for the U.S. title, what if Damian Priest cashes in on Gunther for the Intercontinental?
Damien Gunther.
I like that move.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do.
Is that a Mania move?
Absolutely.
Gunther wins
Yeah.
and Mania,
After the
and
match,
Priest
Gunther
cashes in?
Yeah.
retains, and then that's brilliant.
So separate the tag title match and the IC title match. Have the tag title match night 1, and the IC title match night 2. Have Gunther beat Sammy, and then have Damian Priest cash in. That I like that.
Wow, that's
I mean,
smart.
So all right,
That's fucking smart.
I hate the idea of like using a contract for any title
On a
mid-card
lesser title? Are you going to say a lesser title?
No,
yeah,
no,
a mid-card title.
I said
It's lesser
I
than the
said
heavyweight.
mid-card. It is. But I said mid-card to kind of protect myself. But I think in this situation,
Heckin'.
beating the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time,
Mm-hmm.
like,
tits.
and you're giving Gunther like a pretty nice out. I
Yeah.
like that. That's actually a pretty great idea.
Wow.
I would absolutely want it to be a Mania moment. But
15 beef coins to me.
Barring that, you can't.
Not how
do
that
beef
works.
coins. That's not how that works.
Not how that works, Tom.
I'm
Somebody
sorry.
get an ambulance for Tom. He's broken off his arm, patting himself on the back.
Hold on. Okay, let me rephrase that in a question. 15 beef coins to me?
No, pandering. Minus 12.
Fuck it. I got 50 tiger ruples anyways. It's all good.
Copyrights.
I was gonna give you some, but you ruined it. You had to go and fuck it up.
It's fucking spoiled like milk.
You
fucked it up.
You ruined it.
You fucked it up.
All right, back on topic. Well, let's reel it in. All right.
So wait, no, so currently as it stands, it's Finn and Damian that are the tag champs, right?
No. Yeah.
It is.
No, yeah.
Well, no, I was making sure it wasn't fucking Freebird rules, and it wasn't like, you know, they weren't gonna have fucking what is it, JD McDonough. I was gonna say Devlin, and
wasn't there a postulation that they were gonna run those belts like that, like a Freebird rule?
But they have never defended them like that. It's always been Finn and Priest.
Well, that's what I want. That's what I wanted to make sure, because I knew that the New Day did it like Freebird style, did they not? Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that currently on NXT with the Heritage Cup, they're kind of doing that as like any one of them can defend that Heritage Cup in the what is it? No catch quarter club or whatever, or no quarter catch club or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yep. It's
them
catch rolls. Yep, catch rolls.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm making sure that there's no room for any fucking chicanery or whatever.
Not that I've seen, but that said, like, I don't think, like, that would be dumb if they were to pull that, because then it would be like, oh, Damien's definitely cashing into somebody tomorrow night.
Yes.
In terms of title
Beef. Hello.
makes sense for them to have.
Listen, you cut out pretty hard.
Not on my end.
Oh God. Well, it's my bullshit internet. Go on anyway.
It's not on the recording.
No, it's on the recording.
Damn
I
it.
just look stupid.
It's on the recording.
Okay.
The recording
Anyway,
stopped. Nothing's on the recording.
Does it make sense to have the Intercontinental title on night 2 as well? I guess is my question. I know that the main event of night 1 is going to be the tag match, as well it should be, because you have the big, one of the biggest, I think 3 biggest wrestling stars of all time competing. Like, absolutely, that dude deserves the main event spotlight. Like, let's fucking go. But like, you also want to balance it too. So unless Seth pulls double duty on night 1, which feels like that's not going to happen, like, it's weird. I was really hoping for a nice balance. One women's title match on night 1, one on night 2, one on, last year had a great balance, I feel. And so, like, are we gonna say that Gunther defends on night 2? Like, I feel like that's an absolute, but I don't know.
I mean, Seth absolutely could pull double duty. He could do the opening match as his title match with Drew, and then
he can, but should he though?
Oh, maybe the bloodline screws him out of the title with Drew.
Well, I don't think
damn bloodline.
They could. I mean, I don't know that they need to, but yeah, you know what? I mean, I could see that happening, because then it creates some doubt of like, whoa, what's going to happen in this tag match? Like, Seth's already been. It makes it. It actually, you know what? It does make sense if Seth would do double duty, because if he opens night 1, and then come main event of night 1, he's the one that eats the pin, and that way Cody doesn't look weak going into night 2. This is obviously assuming we're under the assumption that Rock and Roman are gonna win night 1, because they're gonna have fucking bloodline fucking rules, whatever, glorified no DQ. Yeah, bloodlust for night 2. But on the off chance that there was even a thought of them doing it the other way, it wouldn't make sense, because you don't have the Rock look weak on night 1 when he's going to be around for night 2 regardless, one way or the other. You don't have Roman look weak on night 1 because he's defending the title night 2. So yeah, it makes sense. Seth opens and Seth eats the pin in that tag match in the main event. There you go.
I
eat the pin.
Hate to pee on your parade here, but according to Wikipedia, it's already confirmed that Seth and Roman are both defending on night 2.
Well,
Bitches!
Well, that's according to Wikipedia. I mean, not everything on the internet's true.
Card
The
subject
frogs
to
were
change.
Yeah, card subject to change.
Charge
All right.
shrapnel to plange.
It could happen. I don't know. I mean,
All right. Listen, Poot,
Yes? What? Nope, not me.
you're a guy that's really good about talking me off a ledge here.
Okay.
Don't provoke him.
Handsome, you're
Let me-
like my dude who I'm like, we're going to Vegas. We got $40. I'm gonna make it 8,000, and we're gonna get strippers. You're the guy that's like, hell yeah, brother, let's go. You like lean into my bad. But
I
Coach,
do.
you keep me grounded in the best way possible.
I do.
Don't grab him. Let's go. Bad decision.
I need you to help me understand why
Don't help
Sami Zayn is the guy to face Gunther at WrestleMania.
Why
He's
Sami
not, don't
Zayn
help him.
is the guy?
He's not.
Yes.
I honestly think it's because it's a vehicle. Like, honestly, that's the reason why. It could, there are far more interesting options. There are far more viable options. I think this is a couple things. One, after our little revelation about how this could play out and Damian Priest actually cashing in on Gunther, that makes a lot of fucking sense to have someone like Sami Zayn there. Okay, number two, Sami Zayn. Come on, man. It's really easy to bullshit on him right now. It's super easy. But I'm going to tell you right now, Sami Zayn's great. Think about all the amazing matches he's had with various different folk. The one that pops into my brain immediately is his retirement match from NXT whenever he faced Shinsuke Nakamura. That match was knockdown, drag out. Fucking good. I still go back and watch that match from time to time. It is just that good. All of his countless matches with Kevin Owens, like just a lot. He is, and outside of his matches that are like keynote matches, he is an incredible hand. Put him in there with anyone, he will make them look like $1 million. He can make himself look great, but Sami Zayn is able to make anybody look like $10 billion. Who better to put in that ring with Gunther than someone who is going to make Gunther especially look great in victory, especially if there is a situation like that. And even if Sami Zayn does win, he's going to make Gunther look like $1 million fucking bucks and keep his legitimacy, because that's the professional that Sami Zayn is. I don't know who has more experience between Sami Zayn or Gunther. I think they're analogous. I think they're about analogous with their time in the ring. But, you know, the other thing is, too, it's going to be an interesting visual match. Just seeing the difference in size between the two. Having that little bit of a David versus Goliath thing is going to be really, really fun. It's going to be really interesting. I don't think we're going to get a bad match. It's really easy to get inside our own heads and be like, oh man, it could have been someone else. It could have been this. It could have been that. Sami Zayn's not a good contender for Gunther. Me moo, bee, boo, boo. Like, it's easy to do that. But like, think about the two people that we're saying. We have Gunther and Sami Zayn. Think about all the amazing matches that you've seen on the indies of both these guys. Think about all the accolades that they have. Think about how professional both of them are. We're going to have absolutely a fun, if minimum, we're going to have an entertaining match. Minimum. That is why Sami Zayn is there. Even if he does pull out a victory, Sami Zayn is and the other thing is too, if Sami Zayn does pull out a victory on this, he is, and you might not agree, we might not agree internally about this, but to the larger wrestling zeitgeist, Sami Zayn himself is a believable underdog, especially up against a powerhouse like Gunther. Did I do my job?
I would say yes. I would say yes.
Listen, I have to give Pooh credit. I think he has perfected the art of lying so well that he believes his own lies as they come dripping out of his floppy, flappy face.
Boy, I feel very seen on my my ability to cover up my own flaws. Thank you.
I mean, I gotcha. Like, you know, all right, what's everybody got? Oh, I got 12. And you slide your cards under the deck of Uno. Like, no, pull them back out. Oh, that wasn't 12. That was 204. Oh, I miscounted. No, you didn't. You believe your own lies so much that you think everybody else believes them, but I don't. I've got your number. I don't believe your lies. And that's because Sammy is not the person to beat Gunther. Where
Now,
Poot was correct.
Hold on, let me pause you here.
What? Don't. You don't have any batteries in that remote. Fuck off.
I did not say beat Gunther. I said the person to have the match with Gunther.
Who cares
and
if
why?
it's Sami Zayn to have a match?
And
You can have
why?
anybody have a match with Gunther.
And why did and what did I do, Beef? I posed that to you. I said if he wins, not he's gone no win.
Yeah,
Here's why I posed it that way, because I view this honestly as kind of a big deal. One, Gunther has one singles loss in his time on the main roster, which I think has eclipsed or pretty damn near 2 years at this point.
Yep.
Two, this is a guy who went wire to wire in last year's Royal Rumble. Three, this is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. Four, that, when your titles are held hostage, either because of injury or because of the worst planning in the world, this dude's out here making bank with the Intercontinental title. So to me, and he had a banger of the match, probably the best match on the card last year at WrestleMania, if I'm being, all things being honest. Like, this, to me, is a big match. So I was hoping for somebody akin to Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Or a Chad Gable, someone who has a nice little story to tie up. Or a young guy like Bronson Reed, who I think could really, use it as a staple. Even a hard hitter like Shinsuke, I think, would have been a really good match. I did not believe that Sammy was deserving of that match. Now, that said, I would love to hear Ransom's perspective. I just wanted to make that very clear the way that I posed it. So go ahead, Ransom, please.
All right. I can't denounce Poot for the things that he said about Sami Zayn being talented and putting on great matches and all the historical matches that he's done with this guy, that guy, the other guy, one other guy. I'm sure there's more guys. But if this was, I don't know, pick a random special event, special thing. What are they called? Premium live events. Lord have mercy. If this was any old premium live event, fine. Throw Sam up against Gunther. Not a problem. If it's a Survivor Series or a Rumble and Gunther's having a match, all right, toss Sammy in there, fine. You could convince me to toss Sammy in there at a SummerSlam with Gunther. Yeah, you could. But Mania, that you put on important matches. Now, this is regardless of whether or not Gunther wins or loses. Regardless. Sami Zayn has, for lack of a better term, had his time in the sun. He's been Intercontinental Champion, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a tag team champion? Yeah, no?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With
Kevin Owens.
With Kevin Owens, yeah.
Kevin Owens. Okay. He did main spotlight with the Bloodline stuff, and then the breakup, when he left the Bloodline and tagged with Kevin Owens. Great. All wonderful, great things. What? No,
Cake
nothing
stunt.
important. Ding Ding dong, the witch is dead. But he's not the future. And that sucks, maybe, to say if you're a huge Sami Zayn fan. The guy's talented, but I never, see him come out and go all right, Sami Zayn's here. Okay, great. Sami Zayn's here. I'm sure he'll do some hula kicks. Someone is going to donate money to help get his family off the street, because Lord knows he looks like he just came out of the paper box bag, cardboard. But he's not this is WrestleMania time, and it's not just WrestleMania time in a intercontinental match. This is WrestleMania time in a intercontinental title match against the longest reigning, most dominant, you could argue, intercontinental champion in the company's history. This is the time that you put up a guy like Chad Gable against Gunther. Chad Gable is deserving of a match. He looks the part. He feels the part. He would be believable beating Gunther. So not only is he the right opponent, but he's believable if he beats Gunther. I would say Bronson Reed also, and Braun Breaker, even though that got a guffaw from Poot. But the fact is that these are all younger guys. They've got championship careers ahead of them. And like I said, this is regardless of whether any of them beat him in this match or just face him. That the outcome is irrelevant in this argument. But these are up-and-comers, and these are up-and-comers that should be featured against the most dominant intercontinental champion in WWE's history. Sami Zayn, yes, he will put on a great match with Gunther. I'm not disputing that. But he could put on a great match with Gunther some other time in some other place. This is the time that you feature a guy that you look at and go, okay, regardless of whether or not he beats Gunther, this dude's going to put on a show. This dude's going to prove that he's the future, and we want to highlight someone that the crowd is going to go, wow, I can't wait to see what this dude is going to do this coming year. That is not a Sami Zayn. I'm not arguing that Sami Zayn versus Gunther is going to be a pooper match. It's not going to be a shower match. It's not going to be, boy, I'm going to go and clean up the kitchen because we've got old food and everyone's done eating and I'm going to throw it away match. It's not that. It would be a good match, but it's not the one that we need to see at WrestleMania.
You had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. You made some great points. But so did Ransom. Here's in my wildest dreams. I don't want to see this match, but I think that this match can be a match of the weekend candidate. But it has to go off flawlessly. And basically, it has to echo what Sammy did with Shinsuke in NXT. Here's the good news. One of those guys was involved in that match. Here's some more good news. The guy that produced that match, is kind of important right now in the world of WWE. If this match plays off flawlessly, I think it will be a match of the weekend candidate. Now, that said, I still think it's a huge missed opportunity. I think it's a huge missed opportunity for a guy like Dom Mysterio, or Braun Breaker, or Bronson Reed. I think that these guys could have stood to have that spotlight, as Ransom mentioned, and by all accounts, really should have. Um, but the other thing I'll say is this: like as much as I'm waiting for that new generation to break through, and I think that that's part and parcel for wrestling, hockey, football, whatever. Like we're always looking for the next. Sometimes it's tough to see greatness before us because we're so ready for the next. Was Shawn Michaels appreciated in his heyday? I don't think as much as we appreciate him now. Same with Bret Hart. Same with, fucking Terry Bradshaw, Ben Roethlisberger. I think a lot of these guys get better as we look back at them with age, going, man, because we can appreciate them. John Cena, perfect example here. He's the guy that we were all like, man, I'm so tired of this guy. Now that he's not here, now that I'm doing awesome things like fucking Peacemaker, I'm like, man, I wish John Cena was around for WrestleMania. But, guys like the Creed brothers, they were involved in this like tag team, qualifier. They didn't win, but they were involved in it. Guys like Bronson Reed, he was involved in like, this gauntlet match to find out who would face going through WrestleMania. So like, it's very clear that Triple H is staging things in that he's like setting up these guys for the next level. But I think that he's also a guy who looks for now as opposed to the future. My only my biggest complaint with Sami Zayn is this. This feels like we missed the moment, but we want you to have something. This feels like a Daniel Bryan winning the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 31. This feels like 12 months too late kind of deal.
I won't disagree
hey,
with you on that. I won't disagree with you on that.
So if I put blinders on and remove my smart vision for a minute and allow myself to enjoy the product, I think that this is going to be a killer match. I really do. I think that they're going to tell a really great story, and I think that this match is going to be very stiff. All that being said, I still think it's a missed opportunity. But I mean, again, sometimes we have to shut off our brains and just enjoy the product for what it is. Not saying, oh man, I wish CM Punk was here, or oh boy, this should be Brock Lesnar. But instead going, you know what? Like, let's just take it in. And that's my diatribe. And I appreciate you two kicking in. That was a fabulous segment. Good job, boys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ugh.
Ransom is not happy.
And that was the perfect, that right there was the perfect dichotomy of what Ransom and I do for you.
Hi. So on the other side, Tom, I'll tickle you for your insight on this one. You're welcome. How are you feeling about the other mid-card situation? Logan, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. Does that do anything for you?
Nope.
Wow. Not a thing, huh?
No. Not really, because
Why is it a triple threat?
why is LA Knight not involved?
Oh.
That was my thought. That's
These are all great questions.
I know the simple answer is he has a match with AJ Styles. Well, still, I think that's a missed opportunity. I feel like the U.S. title picture is more of a miss than the Intercontinental title picture.
That's a hot take. I like it.
While Poot and Ransom both had, opposing views on the whole Intercontinental title picture, I'm inclined to lean more towards Poot's side of thinking, only because of the fact that we have the scenario that I brought up of Damian Priest cashing in, which he is part of the quote unquote newer generation. Yeah, he's got a little bit more wear and tear on his tires than say a Braun Breaker, but he's somebody who hasn't been around in the company itself quite as long as a Sami Zayn or whatever. So I think the Intercontinental title picture as it stands right now is in better shape. That whole situation of it, that whole storyline, and the possibilities of what could happen coming out of Mania and stuff, I think that's in a better spot than what the U.S. title picture is. Because honestly, so remind me again, U.S. title match is Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton, right?
Yep.
So why do I care if Randy Orton wins? Why do I care? Is that only the only title that he hasn't held? Is that a thing? Has he been U.S. champ before? I don't know that he has, but I can't remember.
I don't believe so.
I'm looking right now. That's a good looking question, but this isn't like a Sheamus situation from last year where it's like, oh man, if Randy Orton could only hold the United States title, he'd be the no. I don't think Randy Orton needs this. I'm right there with you.
So that's my point. Randy Orton doesn't need it.
He has been U.S. championship one time. Yep.
When the hell was that? Did he? Oh, was that
WrestleMania 34?
Did he won it off of who the fuck did he win it off of and lose it to? Was that whenever he was faffing around with the fucking Wyatts there for a little bit around that time?
Sounds right.
Yeah, I think I can't remember what it was. That was like whenever he was kind of infiltrating and Luke Harper was like, don't fucking trust him. And well, we saw what happened there. Anyways, my point standing is that Orton doesn't need it. Owens, he doesn't absolutely need it, but it couldn't hurt because Owens was the one that kind of made that title relevant again, which is all well and fine. Logan Paul, it doesn't matter if he has it or not because he's a bona fide, genuine athletic superstar. So I don't know. I feel like it was a totally missed opportunity seeing Logan Paul and LA Knight go fucking jab for jab on the mic. Give me that all fucking day long. I don't understand why. I just don't understand why. I don't. I really don't. I think they missed the mark there, and we could have given LA Knight a little bit of a rub. A little bit more of a rub. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the fact that he's going to have a match with AJ Styles and the fact that he's going to have a WrestleMania match in it itself is great. Like I heard him doing an interview recently and he's like, I can look at it as that it's not for a title or whatever. He's like, but I'm happy to have the opportunity that I have or whatever to have a high profile match, at WrestleMania in general. Okay, good for you, bud. But it could have been more, and it should have been more. Personally, in my opinion,
it's well said. Absolutely, I 100% agree, and I had very similar thoughts coming out of Elimination Chamber that I thought for sure, at the very least, we'd be talking about Logan Paul and LA Knight. And at the very least, that I figured, if nothing else, they'd do at least a multi-man match, which they are, just not featuring LA Knight. Um, and that's it's kind of late in the show, but like, is The Rock diluting LA Knight? Like The Rock doing what LA Knight does, but better because he's the great one. Is there some of that happening right now? Maybe a little bit, like them more or less burying LA Knight, under the mid card. And I get it. Like AJ Styles is a bona fide main eventer, and if LA Knight beats him at WrestleMania, it's a huge fucking deal. Absolutely, no one's not, no one's arguing that. But like, it also, like you said, Tom, it definitely feels kind of like, like a participation trophy. Like,
Ding, fries are done.
hey man, you got a WrestleMania match. You got to beat, AJ Styles. Like, how good is that? Like, yeah,
Yeah, but
awesome.
consolation prizes only go so far, man.
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
ask Seth Rollins with the fucking world heavyweight title.
Absolutely. So,
Mhm.
all of that being said, I think they are making this like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is another one that's probably been pushed out to SummerSlam, because it's in Cleveland, which is Logan Paul country, and I think that they can get away with having a huge marquee match with him. Uh, I don't know if having LA Knight beat him in his hometown is like, the best for business for LA Knight, but it wouldn't shock me if they go down that road. Um, but all that said, um, yeah, I mean, again, well said, great points, because again, I can't agree more. The only thing that I'll say is that going into WrestleMania, I was fairly certain that both mid card titles would be changing hands. Now that I know, and again, things could change. We still have a few weeks left, but now that I know what basically those roads are, I don't see either one of the mid card titles changing hands. Um, at least at this point in time.
Now is that tempered with the Intercontinental Belt, knowing, like, having that seed put in the brain of the cash in?
I mean, the cash-in would be a really neat spot, and one that I think would be welcomed for sure. I'd be fine with that, but like, I don't want to see Gunther lose to Sammy. I don't want to see Logan lose the title to either Kevin Owens or Randy Orton. I want to see those two blockheads get in their own way, and like, kind of how it always goes for Logan, where like, shitheads get in their own way, and he just kind of profit. So, because I think that this is why I didn't really miss Randy Orton being around, because it feels like, unlike Bianca Belair, who's one of your top stars and she needs a fucking spot, but yet here we are 3 weeks out with no spot. Like, oh, we got to make sure we're doing something with Randy. Why? Like, I get that people love him inexplicably. It's not inexplicable. Like, he does a good job. I'll give Randy his flowers. He is a great in-ring guy. He tells some of the best stories in the ring. And he, for whatever reason, the crowd is always cheering him. Whether he's supposed to be cheered or not, the crowd loves him. That's the part that I don't get, is that there's just a lot of Randy Orton love, and I'm like, okay, he's good, but like, weren't we saying the same things about John Cena being shoved down our throats for years and years and years, and now here we are, like, except for Randy Orton didn't leave to go somewhere. He's still here, being kind of pushed down our throats. I honestly would prefer this being Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens if I had my druthers. I think that match would be better than what we're going to get with Randy Orton. But again, looking at it from the focus, from the lens of like it is what it is, like that we are going to get what we're going to get. I think that it could be an okay match, but I, agree with Tom that I think that the U.S. title could be in a little bit more trouble than the Intercontinental title at this point. All right, we've been talking. Do we want to try another Stump the Chumps? I don't even know if we have another one in here, honestly.
Let's find out.
Okay. And like I feel that we're like derelict of duties here because like while we're focusing so hard on WrestleMania, like AEW is doing all of the right things, bringing in all of the right people and really really putting on great shows. They're booking fucking Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay at Dynasty, which is a dream match of fucking dream matches. So like, yeah, we're gonna get Pac versus Okada at Dynasty. So yeah, I mean AEW is fucking hot as hell right now.
I have an issue with somebody's name that you just brought up.
Go on.
Okada. He's supposed to be a heel.
Yeah.
Okada ain't no heel. Everybody fucking loves Okada. I don't see how Okada can make himself stand out as a heel. Like, granted, he's aligned with the Young Bucks. That's all well and fine. You could try to be a heel by association, but look at his moveset. Look at how he's received. Look at what he does, his actions and stuff like that in the ring. Okada ain't no heel. So that's my hot take.
I appreciate what they're trying to do with it. That they're trying to make it different than anything he's ever done. I think that you're spot on. I think they're going to have a lot of trouble getting him over as a bad guy.
Exactly.
But I'll say this. Hit the whole like smug Rainmaker thing does work well with like that heel aspect. But I mean, for the most part, the Smart Mark fans have been waiting probably close to a decade for this dude to be in the United States, working United States shows for a long time. He basically sold out Madison Square Garden when NJPW came over a couple years ago because people wanted to see Okada. So for that alone, you're gonna have a tough time making that believable. But no, I don't agree. I don't disagree. And again, we will definitely dissect that at some point, probably after WrestleMania, because again, we're gonna be on the road to Dynasty quickly thereafter. All that said, let's talk some chumps here. Okay, it is from our buddy Pat. Once again, if you're listening to this show, come on, let's give Pat a break, huh? Get some questions in. I see that there are some people listening, some people beyond Pat, Dave, and however many else people listen to this show. Like we do Ryuk, yeah, we do like like 16 to 20 listeners per show, and I know that that's not like just us and those guys. So like there are other people out there. Get your questions to us. pittsburghpiledriverpodcast at gmail.com. 2 emails. One with the question, one with the answer. In the answer email, just don't, type a couple sentences in there. I don't care what the fuck you say. Just put some sentences in there so I don't see the answer in the preview window. Don't make it a convoluted question. I know that we've been pissy about that before, but I'll say it. Don't we're ultimately the our own judges and our own Judies. So like, just don't be dumb. Don't be convoluted. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna get him in a fucking loophole. No, you won't. We'll toss the question out. We'll make you look like an asshole, and we'll laugh at you. All that being said, please participate. Anyway, here's Pat's question: of the 39 WrestleManias we've had, how many had the opening match as a title match? Any title counts, but do not include pre-shows or dark matches. Okay, but do not include pre-shows or dark matches, separate locations, or night twos, WrestleMania or beyond.
Well,
Wait,
okay.
All right.
Wait,
hold on.
wait. Read that night 2 again.
Yes.
Say that again.
I'm gonna repeat it.
Repeat the whole
any-
thing again. I'm so confused.
Yes. Of the 39 WrestleManias we've had,
39.
how many had the opening match as a title match? Any title counts, but do not include pre-shows or dark matches,
okay.
separate locations, like WrestleMania 2, where there were several different locations,
Right.
or night
Wait.
twos.
Okay, so he's talking like a very opening match of WrestleMania weekend.
WrestleMania Sunday.
So, wait.
No. Sorry, WrestleMania Saturday. Okay, so like the opening match of WrestleMania. Gotcha.
Regardless of whether it was a 1 day WrestleMania or if it's a 2 day WrestleMania, it
Right,
opens, quote,
What-
opens WrestleMania.
What was the whole thing with like with separate locations in WrestleMania 2? I'm apparently that's a total blind spot for
WrestleMania
me.
2 was held in 3 different locations
Correct. Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York. Yep.
simultaneously.
Yep.
Okay.
Really?
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
then.
one of them,
Yeah, they went
I-
from
I
What a
can-
cluster.
I can say
Yeah,
one
we
for
got that.
certain. WrestleMania 20 opened up with a U.S. title match,
absolutely.
and that was John
beat Big
Cena
Show.
and Big Show. That was Cena's first title.
Well,
All right. So let me get my notepad here.
Yeah, as I say, get pen and paper.
I got nothing on
Um,
this one. I don't fucking know.
That's the only one that I know for fucking certain. Oh, what was the WrestleMania? What was the WrestleMania where Long Island Ice Z won the Intercontinental belt in that ladder match?
32.
32. So there's 2.
Yep.
All right. Hold up. Wait a minute. We're doing
Hold up.
this the dumbest way possible. Okay. We're not gonna piecemeal this shit.
How
We're gonna
we
kind
do,
of go
buddy.
through them
Yep.
one at a time here, because I am gonna need your help.
Okay.
I asked for a challenge. Pat obliged. I think he may have us here just because there's so
There's so many.
many. Sorry, I'm getting my notepad. I'm just setting everything up here.
Prepping.
Vamping. Yes, I'm vamping right now.
Vampiroing.
Dashes in. Yeah, man.
Vampirism.
Vampiroing is where you complain about your music not being hit in Mexico.
Oh. Well-
That's what he's remembered for, because he had a decent career in WCW.
He did. He really did. And
But
also,
instead
he
he
always
turned
he always repped the Misfits, man.
Yep.
Like, got big respect.
So WrestleMania 1.
No.
I do not believe that was the case. I can't even remember. I can't remember who was in. I think that was JYD in the Intercontinental title match at
Yeah.
Mania 1. And I know that happened like midway through the show. So I'm going to say no. WrestleMania 2, he's already rolled out for
Wait,
us. WrestleMania 3.
Was there a tag title match or anything on WrestleMania?
Uh-oh. Oh, I
Open up
think
the show.
there they are.
Mania 3, Savage and Steamboat, Hogan, Andre, neither one of those opened. who the fuck was the tag team champions in 3? That's so the tag champs. But it's not. I'll say this: it's not very often, if ever, the tag champions opened a WrestleMania match.
Are you saying it
Unless it was on the
3?
pre-show. Yes.
Well, 3
So
was the famous. Okay, I'm sorry. Go on. I don't mean to
Gumball.
interrupt you.
No, I was gonna say I don't think that a title match opened up 3. The other thing we need to be careful of is women's title matches here. And again, I am loath to think of any women's title match that opened up any WrestleMania show.
No.
If I'm being honest.
The only
I don't think there have been any yet.
I think
And I'll say the same thing of the tag title matches. I don't think, again, I could be wrong here, but I don't think a tag title match has opened up WrestleMania either.
I think there have
wait.
been tag matches that have opened Mania, but I don't think there's been tag titles. No.
I just watched 26 the other day, and I know I said I didn't want to do these out of order, but I want to kind of talk about why I see it. So this 26, I think, was Miz and Big Show versus Jericho and somebody.
Do you think that was for a title though?
Yes. I don't remember if that match opened. Fuck. All right. I'm gonna keep going. So 1, I'm pretty sure didn't. 2, again, 2, Pat took out of the running himself. 3, I'm pretty sure didn't. 4 was the tournament, which did have the Intercontinental title and tag team title matches on the docket.
Not first though.
Correct. They started in with the tournament. So, WrestleMania 5.
5 was that
That was
5. Was that Hogan Savage?
Hogan Savage.
Okay.
Yeah, Mega Powers Collide.
Okay.
Which I believe was also Warrior in the Intercontinental title match. I believe. I'm not 100%. And tag titles may have been Strike Force and some collection of Jimmy Hart schmoes.
Was it this WrestleMania? Wasn't there one of them, an old one, that there was like a handicap match for the tag titles or something?
I don't think it was this one, but I don't even think that opened. Like
Either way, I don't think it opened.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a question mark beside 5 because I can't say unequivocally if I'm thinking right and Warrior was IC champ here or like going for the IC title against Rude. Actually, I think Warrior may have lost the IC title against Rude.
I think you're right.
But that would not have been the first match.
Well, so can I
title match?
Can I postulate something before we sit here for like the next 45 minutes and destroy ourselves? I just want to postulate something. We are thinking in modern WWE like mantras. I'm going to say, when I say modern, I'm going to say 14 forward because that was Michael Stone Cold and that had Mike Tyson and the whole thing. It felt a little more modern, felt a little more edgy. Right. That's where my kind of split is with this.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to like have a broad master stroke here, but think about old school booking. Did you ever really have a title match as the curtain jerker back in the day?
Well, yes. I know that there was one for sure coming up here. But let me get there. 6 was Warrior Hogan that was title for title. So the only other title that could have been on the line was the tag title. Skydome, Toronto. Oh, fuck. Who was it? 6. That may have been like Hart Foundation era. Maybe Rockers? I don't recall.
That would have still been a little too early for the rock. Well, no.
I mean, the Rockers were definitely around. I just don't know that they were. I'll put a huge chunk of hair. All right.
What?
So I was going through my ponytail and I got just caught in a huge chunk of hits. Don't worry, Poot. It's nothing you have to worry about. Haha. All right.
Sounds
so
like you're
I'm
on your way,
tentatively-
buddy. Watch them jokes.
I'm going to tentatively say no for 6. 7 was Hogan and Slaughter.
Yeah, Slaughter Hogan.
Uh-huh. Oh, hell. I think that was... No, Hart versus Piper was WrestleMania 8. Alright, so I'm gonna jump forward because so I'll say that I'm pretty sure that 8 did not open with the title match either. The 7 and 5 I think are truly unknown quantities. I know that I'm pretty sure that 8 did not open with the title match. I know that WrestleMania 9 did open with a title match. Shawn Michaels defended against Tatanka for the Intercontinental title. And Shawn Michaels won by DQ. Tatanka won by count out, excuse me. But Shawn Michaels held the belt. WrestleMania 10 was the ladder match with Michaels and Razor. And the double defense of the WWE titles opened with Brett versus Owen. So that is a no. 11 was not one that I ever watched.
That was Bam Bam and Taylor.
Yes.
That one I actually watched fairly recently.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. I remember that was the one where Hart and Backlund had the I Quit match. And Diesel was with Pamela Anderson and Sean was with Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah. Yep.
The tag match was Owen and Yokozuna versus the Smoking Guns. And that was not the opening match. I know that.
Razor versus Jarrett.
Razor Jarrett. Razor Jarrett. That was the Intercontinental match. That was not the curtain jerker. I can't remember. I think it was a tag team. It was the Blues. What were the Blues? Yeah. The Blue Brothers.
Jacob and Eli. Yeah. Jacob and Eli. Yep. Okay.
And I can't remember who they faced, but I remember the Blue Brothers because I was like Jacob and Eli. Bleh.
Yep. On board with you there.
Yeah, so that one didn't open with one. I watched that in the past couple weeks because I wanted to go back and watch the fucking. I was like, oh man, that one I remember fondly because of like Diesel and Shawn Michaels, friends fighting and everything. And then I realized it's not the greatest Mania that's ever existed.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
12 I never watched because the Iron Man match bores the fuck out of me.
Well, you and I differ on that. That's fine there, Cowboy. But that one I know very intimately because that was my very first WrestleMania. And that one, I know it started out with the Bulldog, Owen, and Vader. Before that, there was they had the Body Donnas and the Godwins. And then there was that whole thing with the fucking goofy huckster Nacho Man thing. That was when they were doing that. But there was Roddy Piper and Goldust. That brawl, to watch that Mania for that. Steve Austin versus Savio Vega. Warrior came back and squashed H because of the whole thing. Like that
That
one
was
I
the
know
opener,
really
right?
well. Huh?
Warrior Triple H was the opener, right? On 12?
No, it wasn't the opener. The opener on that one was the 6-man tag match.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So that was not a title match either.
Yeah, the only title
Okay.
match on that one was Michael's Hart because it was the Iron Man. So that
Right,
one I know
right.
Well,
really
wasn't-
well because I rented that
wasn't
tape a
the-
million times.
Wasn't the one match you were talking about, the Body Donnas, wasn't that a tag title match?
No, I don't
Like,
think
wasn't
so.
it-
Was it? Oh my God, it
I
was. Was it? Yeah. Well, no, but that wasn't on the main card though. That was
Okay.
a pre thing.
Okay, gotcha.
That was a pre thing because it was with the Huckster. It was the Huckster and the Nacho Man thing. It was those
Okay.
beforehand, and then on the main
That's
card,
fine.
the first thing, and that's his rule, correct?
Correct.
Right. Main
That's his
card
rule.
Correct.
That's his
Yep.
rule on
Right.
that one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. WrestleMania 13.
That one was right
it was-
before what I was talking about earlier, where we kind of went into the modern.
Taker Sid was the main event. Hell, who would have been the Intercontinental Champion? Was this a Razor Intercontinental Champion?
Now we're starting to get out of
13.
where I know intimately.
I watched 13 this year, but the problem is, like, I'm always doing something when I'm watching them, so, like, it's not my prime focus. 13. Brett Austin.
I was gonna say, would that have been right around the time where Rock might have won an IC title championship?
He was the champion. He defended against the Sultan.
Okay.
That may have been the opener for WrestleMania 13.
I don't think it was the opener.
See, I do. Because Rocky was the young hotshot, and they had him, again, face the Sultan, which would end up being Rikishi, and they had Rocky Johnson come up for the save whenever Backlund and Shiki Baby were.
For some reason,
I mean, if you have another match you think open 13, throw it out.
I think there was one. I think there was one before that one. I think there was some sort of big kind of funky fucking tag team match or whatever that the headbangers were involved in.
That's 14.
And I think they were no.
14 was the battle royal.
No, not a battle royal. Not a battle royal. It was
There was like a four corners match or whatever.
Yeah, one of those things. But I'm pretty sure it was on before Rock. So no, Rock didn't. I don't think Rock opened.
Okay. And if I'm remembering correctly, that 4-way match for the tag teams, that was to decide the next challengers to the championship.
That sounds
If
about
I'm
right.
remembering correctly. Okay. Thank you for talking me off the ledge there. 14, as I mentioned, opened up with that big stupid tag team battle royal, that LOD 2001.
Ugh.
15. Okay, this is where things get fucky. Because we have a lot more titles now.
Yay.
The hardcore title was a triple threat match with Road Dogg, Shamrock, and somebody else. No, I'm sorry, that was the Intercontinental title match. Road Dogg, Shamrock, and somebody else. The hardcore match was Bob Holly, Al Snow, Billy Gunn,
Mhm.
and insert somebody else.
I think it was that. I think that was it. just those three.
Okay, then the IC title match may have been the
Either
Fatal
way.
4-Way. Yeah. So, man.
That
No. WrestleMania 15, fuck. Did WrestleMania 15 open with Mick Foley versus Big Show for who would ref the main event?
no, that
I know that match happened very early on because it sent Mick to the quote-unquote hospital, only for him to, because Big Show or Mick Foley won by disqualification because Big Show chokeslammed him through chairs. And Vince was like, well, Mick Foley can't be here, so I guess Big Show's our ref. And Mick Foley ended up coming back as like the special referee anyway.
I think I feel like the hardcore title opened that one.
Ransom.
I'm
These
of
years
no
were
help.
in
I have
your
no idea.
wheelhouse. Okay.
No, I could not begin to tell you because I have no idea what title matches open. This is an insane question.
Yeah.
Jeez.
This is a blind spot. Like match or of all the WrestleMania questions, I thought I would get. I didn't think that match order would be one of them. So that was an absolute blind spot.
This is insane.
But it's a good. It's a fair question. I'll say this.
Yeah,
It
oh.
requires a lot of legwork, but it's a fair question. All right, so Tom, you think that the hardcore title opened 15?
I think so because when you said that there was a hardcore title match, and it was at Mania, it leads me to believe that one, that probably opened because at that point, thinking again, like Poot was saying, the only old school WrestleMania one that we have for sure opening with a title match was Tatanka and Michaels for the IC title. So it wasn't often that you had that, and quote unquote curtain jerking would have been relegated for a lesser title like the hardcore title. Plus, fucking Pat will try to fucking throw us a curveball because he wants to stick it to you.
Wasn't 15 the last one in Philly, by the way?
15?
Wasn't 15 in Philly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
I believe so. Yes. The nice thing here is, like, he doesn't need the WrestleManias. He just needs a number.
Right.
So, like, if
13.
we're wrong about if we're wrong about one, but wrong about another one, it's gonna balance out.
Yay.
So, given that, I'm willing to take a yes here with an asterisk.
Oh God, my knees.
16 started with, I think, The Godfather and Bull Buchanan
No.
versus
He
some
says,
other tag
God,
team.
no.
I don't think. No, because the Intercontinental title and the European title were both part of the triple threat with Benoit and Angle and Jericho. The world title obviously closed the show. The hardcore title was in that big stupid battle royal, but that did not open the show. The tag titles may not have even been defended. Why do I know WrestleMania 16 so well? Yuck. Unless anybody feels strongly, I'm gonna say WrestleMania 16 was a no.
Nah, I'm good.
17.
Oh, I made a mistake.
Austin Rock.
Austin Theory.
Rock, yeah. Kane, Raven, and
Raven.
Big Show
What about that
for
guy?
the hardcore title.
Tom.
Oh, 17.
Wait.
That was Rock Stone
Oh.
Cold.
Yeah.
Right.
17 or 18 opened with Jericho versus Regal for the Intercontinental title.
I think it was this one.
Okay. And I think WrestleMania 18 opened up with RVD versus Regal for the
He's a
European title.
man.
Irv.
Such a man.
Okay, yes.
Such a
So
man.
I think that 17 did open with the Intercontinental title match. I
A
think that,
real man's man.
did 18 open up as one as well?
Yeah, you just said it. RVD. RVD.
Well, okay, but I'm not like 100% on that though.
Well, I would venture to say yes because one of those years was also fucking oh good god.
I'm spitballing here.
DDP versus somebody for a
Christian.
mid-card title. Yeah,
European.
that sounds better.
That was
Sure. Let's go with that.
I think that was 18. So maybe RVD. I don't remember.
Irv.
I literally just watched it this past weekend.
Damn it.
I'm not 100% on this.
Put it down with a yes as an asterisk.
Okay. 19 for sure. I hate saying for sure. I
Because
think 19,
nothing's for sure.
I think 19 opened with Ray versus Matt Hardy for the Cruiserweight title.
God. Remember when Matt Hardy was a cruiserweight?
Oh God.
Yes. I'm like very. Yes.
Okay.
I will say that. So 20, as we discussed, started with Cena versus Big Show. 21 started with Ray and Eddie Guerrero versus each other. They were the tag team champions, but it was not for the belts, so that's a no.
Does not count.
22. And so, like, these mid 20 WrestleManias are kind of a blind spot, too, for me. So 22 was the main event was Orton, Ray, and Angle for the title. Triple H defended, Cena defended against Triple H, the other title. Money in the Bank was prevalent here, so I think that the IC champion was in the Money in the Bank match. I think it's the same of the United States title was also in the Money in the Bank match. I don't think the Cruiserweight title was contested here, and I don't know about either set of the tag team titles. 22, and then this was the year that Trish beat Mickey. Or that Mickey beat Trish, rather.
Mickey!
Mikey.
Who the fuck
Mikey
hurt injured
Whipwreck?
22?
Ziggler!
Edge versus McFoley was at 22 as well. Mark Henry faced Undertaker.
Mark Henry.
Who the fuck were the tag team champions?
I'm the tag team champions.
No, Evolution was far gone. Maybe the Dudleys? No, they were gone.
No. Wait. Kane. We're fucking. I don't know if it was I don't know if it was this one because this is about. This is a time where it was a blind spot for me. While I was away in the military, but
I'm sorry, I'm gonna pee my pants. I'll be right back. You guys figure it out.
Weren't Kane and Big Show tag team champs at one point or another?
They were.
Probably.
They absolutely were. But I can't attest that it was anywhere near this WrestleMania.
Okay, I'm laying down on my couch. I might fall asleep.
All right, so I'm not sure about 22. I'll be honest. I have no idea about 23. 24 opened with JBL versus Finley. So that's a no. 25, I'm clueless on. 26, I just watched, and again, I don't fucking remember. Oh man. Was that tag team matchup first, or did it start with Money in the Bank?
I feel like a couple years they started with Money in the Bank. That was usually a pretty big like fucking get everybody out of on your feet, out of your seat, and get the fucking crowd pumped up. So I feel like there was a good string of a couple years where they did that. I remember that. I do remember that being around.
This would have been the last year of Money in the Bank at WrestleMania.
What year?
26.
Which one?
WrestleMania 26.
26. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then if that was the last year for it, I would say at the very least the 2 years before or so, like would have opened it for sure.
Well, yeah. So 24, I know it came on second, right after the JBL Finley match. 25, I don't know. It may have opened the show. 26.
Wait.
Man.
Which was 25 the year that Punk won?
Yes, 24 and 25 was the year Punk won.
So yes, absolutely. Then if it didn't open in 24, it absolutely opened in 25.
Okay, cool. Good to know. So then I will mark that down as a no. 26. I keep coming back to that tag team title match, man. Cause I remember seeing it and I was like, oh yeah, I remember Jericho and somebody got hurt or
Show Miz and
Jericho's
and fucking
Jericho
afros and whatever.
Jericho became Show Miz and Jericho came back with somebody else. Man, that may have opened 26, and that was a tag team title match. I'm gonna say a maybe on. So I'm gonna put yes with that little asterisk again because that's a good possibility.
What mania are we on now?
26.
I keep coming back around to that title match, man, and I think that happened before Money in the Bank. So 27 was the one where Rock came back to referee Miz versus John Cena. And I have no idea.
That was Edge and Alberto.
So that was a yes.
Okay.
Yep. And 28, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus opened up the show with the world title.
The championship, yeah.
The fucking
famously leading to the Yes movement.
Right. So that's a yes.
29, I think the Shield were the tag team champions at the time, but they were involved in a 3-man match, I believe.
Yes.
And I think 29 is where Cody lost the IC title to Big Show, so Big Show could have his WrestleMania moment. I don't remember the United States title.
Where you're saying on 29?
29, right?
No, in 29. If the Shield, the Big Show was in that fucking that 6-man tag against the Shield. It was him, Orton, and somebody else, and I can't remember who the third person was.
Sheamus, you're right. So then Cody versus Big Show must have been 28. Either way, I know that 28 was open with the world title match. So I think Moxley may have been the U.S. Ambrose may have been the U.S. champion. The Shield may have been tag champs. I'm gonna say no on that. Just because I feel like if that didn't open the show, it was pretty early on. Now we're into my fucking heyday. 30 started with Bryan versus Triple H, so that's a no. 31 started with the Intercontinental title match, so that is a whoops, too many spaces, so that is a yes. 32, I believe Poot is right. Matt Cardona won the IC title match in the open, the IC title in the opening there.
Yeah, that's a non-negotiable.
33. I just watched this one the other day. That was where the New Day were host. It was in Orlando. The tag team title match where the Hardys won. That was in the middle of the night.
That was 33?
Wait.
Yep.
It was not that
Orton.
long ago.
Absolutely was.
Oh, God.
Orton beat Bray Wyatt. Lesnar beat Goldberg.
That was the sad Undertaker Reigns match.
It sure was. IC title. Who was the IC champion?
Wasn't the IC championship not defended for a while at Mania?
Yes. I feel like 33.
It might have been
opened-
it might have been on the pre-show or something.
I feel like 33 opened with AJ versus Shane O'Mac.
Okay.
But if it wasn't that, it was Jericho versus KO for the United States title. I don't remember which came.
Go with your gut.
I think
Go with
that Shane versus AJ opened because I remember seeing some like light in the sky. And when Jericho came out and they did that big stupid inflatable list of Jericho, I remember it being a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go no on that.
Sounds about right.
34. I haven't seen lately.
That was New Orleans again.
Yeah. That would have been AJ defending against Shinsuke. That would have been the women's triple threat match for the Divas title that would eventually become the women's division.
That was whenever who the fuck was it?
It's 34 Ambrose versus Lesnar, I think.
Yes.
Taker Cena and like the impromptu match where Cena was sitting in the fucking crowd.
Yep.
Hell.
That one opened with an IC title match.
It did. Seth versus Finn versus somebody else. But yeah, it was a
Miz.
decent match. Was it Miz? Okay.
Yep.
Seth won that because Seth came out with like the White Walker outfit or whatever from Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Speaking of Seth opening WrestleManias in a title match, WrestleMania 35, he beat Lesnar because if Lesnar didn't go on last, he was going on first. 36 was COVID Mania. That was the first of the two
Correct.
nighters. So
Yep.
we're talking WrestleMania Saturday here.
So
I remember
That
it
one,
had-
at the Performance Center.
Yep, the tag titles were defended in a triple threat ladder match, which was fucking weird. But I'm pretty sure that didn't open the show.
no, that one, I
Night
remember.
one.
Didn't we watched this one from our respective homes over Discord, correct?
I don't remember what opened this night.
That one, okay. That one,
This
I'm
one
trying to think back on that one. Was this whenever the women's tag titles started being a thing?
There's
I lost you. You're gone.
Ish.
Yeah,
kind of,
I'm sorry, I lost you there. You were gone. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I said ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
Do you
Like,
think it might have been that? Because I remember that was Lynch Baszler. I remember that match from that Mania.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Rhea Charlotte.
Of course, Taker Styles, like for the
Right. You might be onto something, Pootsky.
I think that's there because they were starting to push those, and
the women's belts may have opened up 36.
because I remember those 2 nights blocking off, locking myself in my room and sitting down and putting on my headphones and being like, okay, we're on Discord. Like, this is what we're doing.
Okay. Ransom, anything to add? You sleeping yet?
Where's my sleepy boy?
He gone.
Oh, he gone? Did he just
right.
duck?
It's 37.
No, I mean, he's in the
Okay,
Discord,
he's
but
there.
probably
Okay, I
just-
thought he just dipped.
No.
All right, so 37. First night back. First live show back. Headlined by Sasha versus Bianca on night 1.
Mm-hmm.
Roman
Yeah.
double pinning night 2.
That was fucking Lashley and McIntyre, and Lashley was the champ going in, and he beat McIntyre. They opened up night 1.
Okay, so then that's a yes.
I remember that because poor Drew won the title in front of nobody against the Bork Lobster, and then ended up fucking ended up dropping it or whatever. And
38, 38 greatest WrestleMania of all time, right? What opened night 1? Seth didn't open up night 1, did he? Against Cody? That doesn't seem right. Like, time's a son of a bitch.
This I think the Usos opened up.
Yes! They defended against Shinsuke and Rick Boobs. Boobs?
Boogs!
Old Rick
Boobs.
Boobs.
Oh, Rick Boobs. You are correct, sir. So that is a yes as well. Old Rick Boobs. And,
Somebody said boobs?
yeah, there he is.
Yeah, Rick
Ransom's back
Rick's
to
boobs.
life. Boobs.
Bibs. Rick
And then-
Boobs.
I'm here for boobs.
Last year.
Rick's boobs?
No.
Oh, shit.
What opened up last year?
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, we watched this all together.
Cena Theory
Yes.
for the
Yep.
U.S. title? Okay.
Yep. Because it
All
was
right,
still
so-
very, very, it was still pretty bright outside and everything like that.
Well, that was L.A., so it was bright the whole night.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, so riffing them back. 9 Intercontinental title match.
Boobs.
15 Hardcore title triple threat match. 17 Intercontinental title match with Jericho and Regal. 18 European title match with Regal and RVD. 19 Cruiserweight title match, Ray, Matt. 20 Cena, Big Show, U.S. title match. 22 is an unknown. 23 is an unknown. 26, I'm going with my gut and saying the tag team match open. 27, Edge. 28, Bryan. 31, Bryan. 32, Matt Cardona. 34, I forget what we said. Damn it.
Didn't you have it marked
Seth.
down?
Seth in the
Yeah.
ladder match. 35, Seth Lesnar. 36, women's tag team title match. 37, Lashley versus Drew. 38.
Penis
The
balls.
Usos versus Shinsuke and Boogs.
Mm,
39 as Cena versus Theory. So that
Boobs.
would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
If
I'm
we
go-
get this, if you guys, let me correct my previous words. If you guys get this, it's going to be a miracle.
I'm willing to dig in on 17.
I'm real uncomfortable with some of. I think you're 100% right. I don't think a lot of the early WrestleManias open with title matches.
No.
Nope. Absolutely not.
And I get real fuzzy with the early to mid 20s. Like that's, you know, if I was a video game boss, like that would be my flashing red area. Was like WrestleMania 22, 23, 24, 25.
You've
Outside
exposed
24.
yourself.
Right, I have. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch those. All right, so 17. I'm willing to
Fuck
die
it.
on that.
Let's run it because we're almost at fucking
Yeah.
2 hours recording as
Yeah.
it is. So
Damn it, Pat. Hope you had to think really hard on this one because I was very surprised with the number. We did, Pat. 18.
Oh!
penis balls.
6 of which were for the Intercontinental Championship. Son of a bitch. Well, he didn't even tell us which ones they were because.
Oh,
that
wow.
would've
He
been
didn't
too
even do the
nice.
research. Wow.
Nope. He was just like, nope, this is the one. Damn it, Pat. Well, all right.
Good job.
You fucking you fucking out pedantic us.
We were within one fucking thing, man. That's damn good. That's damn good. I'm gonna give us our flowers on this loss, man.
Oh, absolutely. I am very proud of us for being right there.
Yeah.
But man, does that one sting. It stings all the more because we were so close.
That's true.
But that said, close does not champions make. Ergo, we have lost. We are the chumps once again. And more importantly, Pat, you get a shot to come on at your leisure.
You know he's gonna pick the picks episode. You know that,
Oh,
right?
probably. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? So I guess he kind of like willed this into being by talking to me today about him hitting his slump with Stump the Champs. So congrats, buddy. You win. You have
Hell of a
stumped.
question.
Hell of a question. You stumped the champs. But like Tom said, we're in the overrun here, so I'm gonna let Poot take it from here. Pooty,
Check out everything.
Fucking raccoon pelt-headed piece of shit.
That's me. Make sure you check out all the things in the description, all of our sponsors, everything down there. 100 years P3 podcast. And remember, everybody, for myself, Beef the Legend, Tiger Mom Tom, and Mr. Ransom the Madman over there. Remember, painkillers are the mute notification option for your body. Good night, everybody.
Boobs.
God.